May we ask all the resource persons to please occupy the seats, the vacant seats on the right side of the hall. Comsec, can you ask the resource persons we invited today to sit on the right side of the hall? We will start in 1 minute. Paige, can you provide chairs for the lawyers or counsels of our resource persons and advise them to be seated at the back of their clients? Welcome to the sixth joint public hearing of the Quad Committee. On behalf of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, the meeting is now called to order.
On behalf of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, this Quadcom committee is now called to order.
For the Committee of Human Rights, this committee is now called to order.
For the Committee on Public Accounts, the hearing is now called to order.
Thank you, co-chairs. Comsec, can you please lead the prayer for today's committee hearing? May we request everybody to please stand?
Let us place ourselves in the presence of God. Heavenly Father, as we gather here today, we seek your guidance in our pursuit for truth and justice. Grant us clarity of mind and open hearts as we discuss the rights and dignity of all individuals. May our words be filled with compassion and understanding, and may we be bold in our commitment to uphold justice for those who cannot speak for themselves. Let our intentions be pure, seeking not only our own interests, but the well-being of all. Help us listen deeply, to challenge injustices, and to foster a spirit of collaboration and respect. May our efforts lead to meaningful change and uphold the rights inherent to every person. Thank you for the opportunity to come together in this important work. All this we pray in your name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng sinanganan, hanap ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwalhatit pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please be seated. Comsec, please call the roll.
Mr.
Unless
Chair,
there is a motion. Yes, Congressman Ako.
may I respectfully move that we dispense with the calling of the roll. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to dispense with the calling of the roll.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. The next in the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the meeting held last September 12, 2024. Any motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Ako.
may I respectfully move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the meeting held on September 12, 2024, and consider it as approved. So move, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Dagook.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. I just manifest that as reflected in the previous minutes, there is a missing portion of my interpellation. I think the COMSEC can go back to the to the records, no? The missing is Colonel Espinedo committed to submit to the chair instead of an executive session the names that I have asked. I think the chair can remember that, yes, with the commitment that it will not be devolved except if those personalities, no, including the one who ordered to delete as based on the affidavit, May I manifest, Mr. Chair, that it should be reflected. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Dagoc. Please take note of the manifestation of Congressman Dagoc, COMSEC. So there is a motion to dispense with the reading as amended by Congressman Dagoc and consider having it approved. Is there any second? Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. So magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Please allow the chair to deliver his opening remarks for today's committee hearing. Esteemed colleagues, co-chairs, and vice chair, guests and resource persons, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, as we continue our investigation, we shall center on the pressing issue of POGO. In our past hearings, we have established the following. First, POGOs are establishments created by Chinese nationals on the pretext of providing overseas gambling operations catering mostly to Chinese in the mainland. We, however, proved that these operations are actually not legalized gambling as this is not allowed in China. The POGOs here were engaged in money laundering, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and gruesome crimes like murder, kidnapping, and torture. Second, we discovered that the drug money was used to buy influence, corrupt the government system to obtain fake Filipino identities in order to acquire real properties, real estate, and other properties where these POGOs are built. The illegal operations of the POGOs are then used to cover and clean the drug money or money from illicit activities. Lahat po ito ay nangyari sapagkat nakipagsabwatan sa kanila ang mga kawani ng gobyerno. Kapalit ang salapi, pumayag at hinayaan ng mga kawani at matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno na sila ay magamit bilang mga protektor, kinatawan at mistulang nag-aabogado pa para sa mga POGO na ito. Di alintana ang kapahamakang idudulot sa bayan, itong mga traidor na ito ay hinayaang yumabong at lumaki ang impluensya at kapangyarihan ng mga sindikatong ito, basta lamang mapuno ang mga bulsa ng kayamanang kapalit ng dangal ng bayan. Ngayon ay magpapatuloy tayo sa pagkilala sa kanila at sisiguraduhing mananagot sila sa bayan. In the light of these challenges, we are here not only to expose the wrongdoings of the past, but also to craft the necessary legislative solutions that will prevent these problems from recurring. Thus, the following proposed legislations are now being studied. Number 1, Philippine adaptation of the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. Number 2, review or amendment to the Special Investors Resident Visa Program pursuant to Book 5 of Executive Order Number 226, Series of 1987, as amended. Number 3, amendment to the Philippine Retirement Authority's power to approve retirement visa to foreigners. Number 4, amendment to the Anti-Dummy Law or Commonwealth Act Number 108 as amended. And number 5, amendment or review of the implementation of Republic Act Number 11983 or the new Philippine Passport Act. Number 6, the revision of Presidential Decree Number 651 on late registration of birth to stop the proliferation of simulated birth certificates. As we get more valuable information, Quadcom has been getting discrediting remarks, proof that the targets are hurting. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to remind everyone that the power to conduct investigations in aid of legislation is a fundamental function of Congress enshrined in Article 6, Section 21 of our Constitution. This is not a mere privilege, but a duty to the Filipino people. Congress is empowered to investigate, to compel testimony, and to demand documents when it is necessary to fulfill our legislative mandate. These inquiries are designed to shed light on matters of public interest, to recommend policy reforms, and ultimately to legislate for the welfare of the nation. It is clear from both precedent and the Constitution that this committee operates within the bounds of law. Contempt orders are not acts of overreach, but rather tools to ensure compliance with the legal and procedural obligations imposed on all citizens. Let me state unequivocally, this committee will not be deterred or undermined by baseless accusations of overreach or abuse of power. We have the authority, the responsibility, and the will to pursue this investigation to its rightful conclusion, regardless of any obstacle. As we move forward, I urge everyone involved, the witnesses, the resource persons, and public officials alike, to cooperate fully with this committee. The people of this country deserve nothing less than the truth. And let me assure you that this committee will not be swayed by threats or distractions. Our mission is to uncover the facts and to ensure that those responsible for any wrongdoing are held accountable. Together, we will continue this fight until we finally get to the bottom of these issues. Magandang umaga ho ulit sa ating mga kasama sa Kongreso at ang ating mga resource persons ngayong umaga.
Okay.
The next is to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Thank you. Maraming po salamat. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, as we embark on another day of hearing, discussing certain issues relating on illegal pogos that was eventually stopped by the government, and no less than the President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. Still, we heard certain areas in our country that continually operating their illegal operations. As we are continuing to deliberate in this Quad Committee, these illegal operators operating their clandestine operations without haste. Iba talaga ang kinang ng pera ng salapi sa mata ng ating mga nasa gobyerno at nagpapatupad ng mga batas. Nakakalungkot isipin na after the declaration of the President on the stoppage of this illegal pogo, meron pa rin na nahuli sa Cebu, sa Kawit, Cavite, at just recently sa Cagayan, which turned out na non-operation na, or maybe, just be notified of the impending raid of the PNP. Indeed, yung galamay ng sindikato dito sa operasyon ng Pogo ay di tumitigil. Bakit kaya? Napakahaba naman ata ng kanilang PC. Napakadami naman nilang salapi that even with the pronouncement of the President on the stoppage of these Pogos, still, there are certain places where Pogos still exist. Hukayin po natin ang ugat ng lahat ng ito at saan sila kumukuha ng lakas ng loob upang ipagpatuloy ang mga illegal na operasyong ito. Recently, as I've heard in the discussion in the Senate, there were allegations of former Chief PNP who received payola for Pogos. Is this true? Totoo ba ito? Is this the reason why operations in conducting on the stoppage of the illegal Pogos in the whole country are not being implemented? Or they are just stories that need no attention for discussion? Bakit masyado ata madaming pera at bilyon-bilyon ang operasyon ng Pogo? From construction of big facilities, buying of lands of certain Chinese corporations, and the financial transaction through bank exchanges of big amount of money. Kung iisipin mo, di lang talaga online gambling eh. Saka hindi lang mga scams ang involved dito, but the money being laundered in this operation are so blatant that need no deep explanation for an ordinary person to understand. Pera to ng droga. Pera to na nanggaling sa Chinese operators na gustong linisin ang kanilang pera dito sa kanilang operasyon sa Pogo. Conducting these hearings led by the four committees have not stopped these people in their illegal operations, marami pa rin ang patuloy na nag-ooperate ng kanilang iligal na operasyon hanggang meron sa ating kapulisan at mga nanunungkulan sa ating pamahalaan at lokal na pamahalaan ang patuloy na tumatanggap sa iligal na pogo. Sila na dapat na magpatupad ng pagpapatigil ng pogo must be held responsible as well. Marami pa po tayong dapat gawin. Marami pa po tayong dapat na malaman. Mahirap makipaglaban sa kinang ng salapi na bumubulag sa ilan nating kababayan upang ipagpatuloy pa rin ang operasyon ng Pogo. Sa ating mga kababayan, tulungan niyo po kami. Kung meron po kayong nalalaman sa patuloy na pag-ooperate ng illegal na Pogo sa inyong mga lugar, buligligin po natin o bulabugin po natin ang ating mga nanunungkulan sa ating mga bayan at mga hepe ng kapulisan na kumilos sa kanilang mga nasasakupan. And without compliance, please, report to the Quadcom and we will act accordingly. Sama-sama po tayo sa pagsugpo ng kasamaan, sama-sama po tayo sa bagong malinis na Pilipinas. Salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Dan Fernandez. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Benvenito Abante Jr., the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My fellow co-chairs and colleagues in the Quadcom, our resource persons, and at the same time, witnesses and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Nakita nyo naman kung gaano ka-passionate kami dito sa hearing na ito. Si Congressman Dan Fernandez po ay maaaring na maging preacher later on, mga kaibigan. But I would like to mention and quote to you what a bad person said at one time. Ang sabi niya, and I quote, "The world suffers a lot, not because the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of good people." Ang sabi po niyan, mga kaibigan, ay si Napoleon Bonaparte. Before we begin the 6th Quad Committee hearing, this representation finds it necessary to reiterate our primary purpose, to uncover the truths so that we may produce legislation that will prevent the evils we have unearthed in these proceedings. We are here not only to shed light on past wrongdoings, but also to ensure that our laws will be fortified against future exploitation. There's an old saying that I quote, "The devil is in the details," end of quote. This phrase serves as a powerful reminder for us today. If we are to draft meaningful and effective laws, it is incumbent upon us to gather as many details as possible. The devil, in this context, takes many forms. It exploits the loopholes in our laws, uses gambling as a front for illegal activities, and uses a war on illegal drugs to justify the killing of thousands of innocents. Our duty here, as legislators and duty bearers, is to gather every fine detail so that we can craft legislation that will not only close these loopholes, but will also ensure that these evils can never take root again. In Ecclesiastes 12:14, it is written, and I quote, "For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." End of quote. This passage should remind everyone that no wrongdoing can remain hidden forever. It is our role in this inquiry to bring these secrets to light so that justice can be served and righteousness upheld. We are tasked with shining light on every dark corner, leaving no detail unexamined. It is our solemn obligation to obtain the information necessary to deliver justice for the victims of Pogo, illegal drugs, and extrajudicial killings, and to shield future generations from these evils. However, there are those who seek to obstruct and hamper our efforts. Let us be clear, their actions are not only detrimental to this inquiry, but also the pursuit of justice and the rule of law. We must condemn those who having been involved and having profited from these illicit activities, now seeks to hide and cover up their wrongdoings. Their attempts to evade accountability must not and should not be tolerated. They can run, hide, and use semantics to camouflage their cowardice. Ultimately, they will be exposed for who they really are: enablers, accomplices, criminals, and deceivers. Kaya sa mga tumutulong sa amin with their testimonies, their candor, and their courage, maraming salamat po. You are doing your countrymen a valuable service. And more significantly, you are doing good deeds before God. In the face of these challenges, our resolve must remain firm. We conduct these hearings in aid of legislation because we know that without strong enforceable laws, the evils we have uncovered will continue to drive. I'd like to remind everyone that we are a government of laws and not a government of men. We are here to ensure that no devil, in whatever guise it may appear, will be able to use gambling as a front for illegal activities, to endanger families with the spread of illegal drugs, or to carry out acts that claim innocent lives. In the end, the goodness that comes from the Lord shall prevail. Let me tell those devils who chose to attack us with demonic trolls. I would like to mention what a high official said. Ang sabi po niya, you can skin us alive, burn us in the stakes, and throw our ashes with the wind, but we will remain unbowed. End of quote. And resolute in finishing this investigation until we come to the ultimate conclusion for the benefit of our people and for the sake of our country. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Paduano, the Chair of the Committee on Public Accounts and Good Governance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have already consumed almost 1 hour of our hearing. And we have still a lot of admin matters to be discussed. And with that, Mr. Chairman, once again, I'll just submit my opening remarks to the COMSEC for purposes of records. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. The next to deliver his opening remarks is our Senior Deputy Speaker, Congressman Aurelio Dong Gonzales. You are recognized.
Salamat, Mr. Chairman. May payabak po kay Katamungan. Magandang umaga sa aking mga mahal na kasama, sa ating mga panauhin, at sa lahat ng nanonood sa live stream. Bilang mga lingkod bayan, ginagawa po namin ang ating tungkulin na nakasaad sa ating saligang batas at mga patakaran ng mababang kapulungan. Nagsasagawa po tayo ng mga pagsisiyasat para makatulong sa paggawa ng mga batas at para malaman ang katotohanan na may layuning maging tapat at responsable sa ating tungkulin. Ang mababang kapulungan ay bumuo ng Quadruple Committee, a Quadcom, as a principal proponent of this na binubuo ng 4 na komite: dangerous drugs, public order and safety, human rights, and public accounts. Ang layunin nito ay alamin at lutasin ang mga komplikadong issue tungkol sa paglaganap ng illegal na droga, mga illegal na gawain na konektado sa Pogo, human trafficking, at mga kaso na extrajudicial killings o EJKs na kaugnay ng kampanya laban sa droga ng nakaraang administrasyon. Mahalagang tandaan ang mga pagsisiyasat na ito na ginagawa ng Kongreso ay may tatlong pangunahing layunin. Una, upang makakuha ng impormasyon para makagawa ng bagong batas. Ikalawa, upang masubaybayan ang mga ahensya ng gobyerno. At ikatlo, upang ipaliwanag sa publiko kung bakit kailangan ng bagong batas o amyenda. Ang pagsisiyasat na ito ay hindi para magpakitang gilas o mag-usig, kundi para makapagpasa ng mga bagong batas gaya ng pag-amyenda ng Republic Act No. 9165, Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs of 2002, pag-aayos sa Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, pagpapalakas ng Witness Protection Program at pagtulad sa RICO Act ng Amerika na layong parusahan ang mga grupong kriminal. Sa inyong pangunawa, pagtitiwala, determinado kaming patatagin ang ating pamahalaan at ipatupad ang batas at demokrasya para sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po. Good morning po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Senior Deputy Speaker Gonzales. We shall now, before we proceed with the admin matters, may we direct the committee secretary to please acknowledge the members present in our committee hearing today, as well as acknowledge the resource persons we invited for today's committee hearing. Comsec?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Today, we have with us the following members. Representative Robert Ace S. Barbers, Deputy Senior Speaker. Representative Aurelio Dong Gonzalez Jr., Representative Dan S. Fernandez, Representative Benvenido M. Abante Jr., Representative Joseph Stephen Paduano, Representative Romeo M. Acop, Deputy Speaker Representative David J.J. Suarez, Representative Julian Jam Baronda, Representative Jervil Jinke Beatrix R. Luistro, Representative Johnny T. Pimentel, Representative Jonathan Keith T. Flores, Representative Emerson D. Pascual, Representative Ray T. Reyes, Representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez, Representative Christine Singson Mihan, Deputy Speaker, Representative Zia Alonto Adjong, Representative Gabriel Bordado Jr., Representative Maximo Dalog Jr., Representative Francisco Paulo Ortega V, Representative Ricardo Cruz Jr., Representative Franz S. Pomaren, Representative Ching B. Bernos, Representative Sirio C. Daguok, Representative Seriaco Gato Jr., Representative Celso Regencia, Representative Ernesto Dionisio, Representative Alfred de los Santos, Representative Reynante Arrogancia, Representative Roberto Puno, Representative Lianda B. Bolilla, Representative Joseph Jojo Lara, Representative Jefferson Konghun, Representative Francisco Jose Matugas II, Representative Margarita Attorney Migs Nograles, Representative Chino Miguel Almario, and Representative Bonifacio Bosita. And for our resource persons, we have here from the Anti-Money Laundering Council, we have Attorney Adrian A. Arpon, the Deputy Director for its Investigation and Enforcement Department, and Attorney Mark Dan is Laigo, the Bank Officer, Investigation and Enforcement Department. From the Authority of the Freeport Area of Bataan, we have Attorney Percival B. Peralta, Ms. Donia G. Alonso, and Maria Jennifer Blanco. From the Bureau of Immigration, we have Attorney Vicente G. Uncad. From the Bureau of Internal Revenue, we have Attorney Scranton Orculio. From the Bureau of Quarantine, Dr. Ferdinand Salcedo and Dr. Edgar Maala. From the Civil Aviation Authority, or CAAP, we have Colonel Isaias Espino. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, we have Attorney Amer Tago. From the Department of Justice, we have Deputy City Prosecutor Benji Samson and Deputy City and Assistant City Prosecutor Wesley Jefferson Young. From the Department of Labor and Employment, we have Mr. Paulo Magtoto and Mr. Eric Gallardo. From the Land Registration Authority, we have Attorney Paulo Tamayo and Attorney Lorna D. From the Land Transportation Office, we have Mr. Francis Ray Almora. From the National Bureau of Investigation, we have Attorney Levi Omar Aurelie, Attorney Dennis Victor M. Asistio, Attorney Florendo Gamonac, Attorney James M. Erorita, and its Assistant Deputy Director, Attorney Angelito Magno. From the Office of the Solicitor General, we have Attorney Victor Napoleon Valeriano and Attorney Ruben Aison. From the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, we have Attorney Ancherena Paula Francisco and Attorney Joseph Lobo and its Vice President for Corporate Social Responsibility Group, Mr. Ramon Stephen Villaflor. From the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, we have Undersecretary Gilbert Cruz and Director Winston John Casio. From the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, we have its Director General, DG Moro Virgilio M. Lazo. Also from PIDEA, we have Attorney Hill T. Pabilona and Attorney Francisco S. Del Valle, Director Wardley Hemetalia, and Colonel Rolando I. Magno, retired. From the Philippine Statistics Authority, we have Engineer Marisa B. Grande, Attorney Precious Ann Eugenio, and Attorney Joyce Boyungan. From the Philippine National Police, we have Police Major General Romeo Karamat, Police Brigadier General Rul Tagaka, and Police Colonel Llanita. Also, Police Colonel Crescenciano Landicho and Police Colonel Domingo Soriano. From the Securities and Exchange Commission, we have Attorney Sherwin F. Guzon and Attorney Hali Oliver Labayo. From the local government units, we have the Honorable Lisildo D.Q. Kalugay of the Municipality of Sual, Pangasinan, and Honorable Eranio D. Timbang, the Acting Municipal Mayor of Bamban, Tarlac, and Honorable Leonardo D. Anunciacion. And from the PNP Region 7, we have Police Lieutenant Colonel Pearl Joy Golayan. Also from the PNP Region 10, we have Police Colonel Salvador Radam and Police Colonel Elmer Cinco and Police Colonel Bacas. And for other key personalities that we invited who are here with us, we have the Honorable former Mayor of Cebu City, Honorable Tomas de la Rama Osmeña, and the former Mayor also of Iloilo, former Mayor Jed Mabilog. We also invited key personalities from the different corporations involved in this inquiry, from the Hongsheng Gaming, from Bianchang Holdings and Trading Corporation, Zun Yuan Technology, and so far none has appeared in this hearing today. But from the Baofu Land Corporation, we have with us today Alice Lial Guo, also known as Guo Huaping. And from the Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Incorporated, we have Miss Cassandra L. Ong and Miss Ronelyn Baterna. We have no incorporators appearing today representing Whirlwind Corporation, also from the Philippine Sanjia Steel Corporation, There are none who appeared. Sanjia, yeah. That's all for now, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. I'm sorry, Anad, there are other representatives who just arrived, sir. We have Representative Salvador Plato and Representative Ron Salo.
Thank you, Comsec.
Thank you, sir.
Now, we will proceed with the disposition of the admin matters that the committee will deliberate. Congressman Paduano, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Anyway, we have received a copy of excuse letter coming from Ms. Royryn Garma with regards to to her request for a medical checkup. She is suffering from a pain, left neck, and lower ear. And so what's the pleasure of the chairman and this honorable committee?
May we, yes, Congressman Akop?
Mr. Chair, the protocol that we follow insofar as our committee hearings are concerned is that we get first the opinion of our medical team in this House, Mr. Chair. And after which, if there's a need for the resource person to be brought to a hospital, it should be a government hospital, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that information.
And
Comsec,
may
you are
we-
directed to coordinate. Ask the director for, medical director of the House of Representatives to closely coordinate with a government hospital and bring Colonel Garma in a government-operated hospital. Thank you. Yes, continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano.
We have also received copy of an excuse letter coming from Mr. Froilan Clerigo. He suffered an asthma attack this morning. And when in fact, Mr. Cunanan was also suffered an asthma attack last hearing. And it was confirmed by our HR physician, Mr. Chairman. So I think we'll grant this excuse letter for Mr. Cunanan, Mr. Chairman. Also, we have received a copy of the excuse letter coming from A.R. de la Serna and informing this committee that he has a flight schedule today in relation to his schooling as a pilot. And with this, Mr. Chairman, if the chair and this committee will allow, I move that we direct the COMSEC to secure a certificate from the school that indeed Mr. A.R. de la Serna has a schedule in today's hearing, Mr. Chairman. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to direct the committee secretariat to coordinate with the flying school where Mr. De La Serna was supposed to have a flight in conflict with our committee hearing today. Please inform the committee COMSEC as to the status of that particular activity of Mr. De La Serna. Please proceed.
Also, again, Mr. Chairman, we have a receipt copy of the letter of excuse from Police Brigadier General Jose Hidalgo Jr., PRO 3, Regional Director, because today he has scheduled for the budget deliberation on the Committee on Finance in the Senate. But Police Colonel J. C. Dimandal, Provincial Director of Pampanga, and company is present in today's hearing, Mr. Chairman, representing PRO 3. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, with regards to letter of excuse, we have received a copy of an excuse letter coming from Froilan Cruz and Ronaldo T. Cruz, in which we have already tackled during the previous hearing that they wants to be accused in today's hearing for a schedule abroad. Now, Mr. Chairman, also, Mr. Chairman, we have received a letter coming from the Honorable Paulo Z. Duterte with regards to some queries addressed to the Quad Committee Chairman. So, what's the pleasure of the members of of the chair and the members of this committee with regards to the letter of the Honorable Paulo Duterte, Mr. Chairman.
Well, the letter states that there are questions that the Honorable Paulo Duterte wishes to ask the resource persons, and we just ask the committee secretary to please make sure that the invitation will be extended to the Honorable Paulo Duterte in the next Quadcom hearing with the topic on drugs and extrajudicial killings. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have also received a copy of this letter coming from Ms. Stephanie Mascarenhas. And I will read, unfortunately, due to my training at work, leaving or being absent might jeopardize my employment, as this is my only source of income, and going to the court hearing in Manila will require transportation expenses that I cannot provide as well. Thank you for kind consideration.
We will,
I think we will grant this letter, Mr. Chairman, because for the past hearing, Ms. Stephanie Mascarenhas is also present. And we will just invite her once again to the next hearing, Mr. Chairman. Now, let me proceed with regards to the documents being ordered to agencies and some resource persons. Again, Mr. Chairman, documents that caused the contempt order for Attorney Harry Roque, until now, has not yet submitted, Mr. Chairman. And for the status of SPO4 Arturo Narsoles, may we ask, Mr. Chairman, the PNP, the NBI, and the BID if they have located or any travel records for Mr. Narsoles, Mr. Chairman. And to expedite the hearing, Mr. Chairman, let me suggest that the BID, the NBI, and the PNP will just submit a letter explaining or in detail the order being made by this committee to those agencies mentioned, Mr. Chairman, with regards to the status of SPO4 Arturo Narsoles.
okay, NBI, PNP, and BID, please comply.
And next, Mr. Chairman, the COMSEC is directed to secure a copy of the death certificate of the late former Mayor David Navarro of Clarin, Misamis Oriental. It was already submitted, Mr. Chairman. The Bureau of Internal Revenue also submitted, Mr. Chairman, the taxation records of Ms. Catherine Cassandra Leong. And I hope a copy of that document will be given to all the members of this committee and includes the chairs. Ms. Cassandra Ong was ordered to submit taxation records, copy of construction agreement, and building plans of Lucky South 999 and Whirlwind, copy of real property tax of Whirlwind, copy of deed of sale of Lucky South to Mr. Cheng, contract of lease between Cassandra Ong and Lucky South, to provide a copy of the land titles of Northern, and these 5 documents being ordered to Ms. Cassandra Ong until now has not yet submitted, Mr. Chairman. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue a so-cause order for Cassandra Leong to submit these documents, Mr. Chairman. So move.
There is a motion to issue a show cause order to Ms. Cassandra Ong with respect to the documents being required of her by the Quad Committee. So I think the lawyer of Cassandra Ong is here. So please take note of the request of the Quad. And this is duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is approved.
Next, Mr. Chairman, the LRS already provide the documents of the land titles of Northern Cebu Renewable Energy Corporation. Thank you, LRA. And the LGU Makati has not yet submitted the tax declaration of Northern Cebu Renewable Energy. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that the COMSEC be directed to once again write a letter to LGU Makati, Mr. Chairman. So move.
There is a motion to direct the committee secretary to write to the LGU of Makati City with respect to the documents that the Quad Committee is requesting?
For the DIDM, PNP, Mr. Chairman, they have already submitted all the documents required from them during the last hearing. Thank you, DIDM, PNP. Now, PDEA was ordered to study on the origin of the drug list, first, second, and third list. And for the information of everyone, we have now DG Lasso, and if given the time, they will present it today in an open public hearing, Mr. Chairman. And for the NBI, conduct a thorough investigation and submit a report on the deaths of 3 Chinese nationals who were killed inside the PPF by PDL, Stan, and Magdadaro. I think it is still ongoing, but please, NBI, submit to this committee a written report on that in today's, before the end
NBI,
of
please
today's
comply.
hearing.
Please
Yes,
proceed.
Chairman. Now, with regards to the CSR, list of cases being investigated relative to AJK, until now they have not yet submitted. Rise Up, supplemental statements of the families of the victims not yet submitted. Police Colonel Galma, copy of assets, ASAL-N, during her reconvention as General Manager of PCSO, not yet submitted. And NAPOLCOM, all pending cases and those on appeal against PNP personnel from 2016 to 2022, and Civil Service Commission, pending cases against PNP personnel on appeal from 2016 to 2022, not yet submitted. So with that, Mr. Chairman, again, I would like to move that COMSEC is directed to follow up agencies that was mentioned to comply with all those documents being ordered to them. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion, as stated by Congressman Paduano, and duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. Comsec, you are directed to comply.
Mr. Chairman, question of the report on the utilization of funds from PCSO for the PNP and for the PCSO. The PNP has already submitted, while the PCSO, Mr. Chairman, has not yet submitted. With that, Mr. Chairman, I move to issue a show cause order for this, for the PCSO to submit the documents being required to this agency. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to issue a show cause order to PCSO with respect to the documents being required of the Quadcom from their end. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
For the BGMP, Mr. Chairman, the committee ordered the BGMP to submit the records of all incidents of killings related to drugs under BGMP jurisdiction. Until now, they have not yet submitted. With that, Mr. Chairman, I move to issue a show cause order for the BGMP to submit those documents being ordered by this committee. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to issue a show cause order to BJMP with respect to the documents being required of them by the Quad Committee. Duly seconded, and hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, for the information of the committee, the Bucor has already submitted all the incidents of killings related to high-value targets in the Bucor facility, especially cases involving Filipino and Chinese nationals. Thank you, Bucor. Now, the PDEG, or the PNP Drug Enforcement Group, they're required to submit a copy of validated data on drug cases by category. Until now, they have not yet submitted that document. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move to issue a show cause order for PDEG to submit all the documents being required to them by this committee. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to issue a show cause order to PDEG with respect to the documents being required of them by the Quad Committee. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
For the DFA and BI, they have already submitted all the documents being required to them, except for the travel records of Mr. Harry Roque. And I think we have now the copy, now just submitted this morning. And the travel records of retired Colonel Garma to the U.S. from Japan. For follow-up po ito, please, COMSEC, follow up this travel record of Ms. Garma. Now, for the NTC, Mr. Chairman, last hearing, they were required to provide the call records of Police Colonel Garma from 2015 to 2017. Until now, they have not yet submitted that document. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue a show cause order for that documents for the NTC to provide this honorable committee that document, Mr. Chairman. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion to issue a show cause order to NTC. What document is that again?
Call records
The call
of
records of
Colonel Garma.
Colonel Garma
from 2015 to 2017.
from
Mr. Chairman.
2015 to 2017 and duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
And for the PNP, Mr. Chairman, to locate a certain Police Colonel Rocamora, retired. This order was issued on September 12, 2024, and until now, the PNP has not yet reported to this committee. So may we ask, Mr. Chairman, for the PNP to explain why they have not yet locate or give a report for the whereabouts of a certain Police Colonel Rocamora, Mr. Chairman.
So may
So
we,
move, Mr. Chairman.
may we ask the Philippine National Police to please submit a report on the whereabouts of Mr. Rocamora. Tama, no? Rocamora?
Yes, Rocamora.
Mr. Rocamora, as it is required by the Quad Committee in the last hearing held September 12, 2024.
Before I proceed with the last item, Mr. Chairman, let me withdraw my motion with regards to the show cause ordered to PDIG because the COMSEC has just given to me a copy of the PDIG records, Mr. Chairman. So move, Mr. Chairman. Withdrawal of my previous motion.
There is a motion to withdraw the earlier motion made and was unanimously approved by this committee as stated by Congressman Paduano. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
And lastly, Mr. Chairman, part of our admin matters, we have now in this hearing voluntarily and wants to deliver or deliver his statement with regards to the issue on AJK and claiming to be a victim. And with us, Mr. Chairman, this morning we have former Mayor Jed Mabilo. Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. And with that, Mr. Chairman, may we ask the members and the chairman to grant the opportunity to former Mayor Jed Mabilog to deliver his short.
Mr. Chairman, if I
Sandali
may,
po, tapusin
before
ko lang
we
muna.
proceed to ano,
Sandali. Tapusin ko lang muna po.
admin matters pa, di ba?
Hindi nga, kaya nga, nilagay ito sa admin matters eh. Ito.
Okay, all right. Sige.
Anyway, Mr. Chairman, once again, may we ask the chairman and the honorable committee to grant Mayor Jed Mabilog unless it will be argued by my co-chair, the future governor of Laguna, Congressman Dan Fernandez. Let us grant Mr. Former Mayor Jed Mabilog the opportunity to deliver his opening statement.
Yeah, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, ano lang to, isang invitation natin that we forgot, yung Philippine Sangia Steel Corporation because they have not issued any excuse letter for not being present on the day's committee hearing. So, I move that we issue a show cause order to this corporation, Philippine Sangia Steel Corporation, and the Yangtze Group Trade Company Incorporated, located at Barangay Baluarte, Tagoloan, Misamis Oriental. Yan. So I move, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much. And also, the PBDEG, the Philippine Industrial Authority, which was headed before by Attorney Franklin Quijano and Admin Jose Pompi Labiña, and the incumbent PBDEG administrator as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
So,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
There is a,
Parliamentary.
let me first rule on the motion. There is a motion, unless there are amendments you wish to make with the motion. Are there any amendments? None. So let me rule first on the first motion. The motion is to invite the
Philippine Sangia Steel Corporation.
Philippine Sangia
Steel
Corporation,
PBDEG,
PBDEG,
and Yangtze Group
Yangtze,
Group Trade Company Incorporated.
duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. Comsec, you are directed to invite the said companies or representatives from these companies in the next committee hearing of the Quad. Yes,
Parliamentary
Congressman.
inquiry, Mr. Chair.
What is
Yes,
the
Mr.
inquiry?
Chair. Yes. I noticed that among our guests invited resource persons, there are first-time attendees to this committee. I would just like to ask if, especially those who have attended first time to this committee hearing, if they have taken their oath before we proceed with the actual deliberation, Mr. Chair. Just
Yeah.
like to ask and confirm from the COMSEC if they have, in fact, taken their oath, Mr. Chair.
Well, that is correct, Congressman Adjong, but we will proceed with the oath in a while after we dispose of other admin matters at hand. Yes, we will require them to take an oath before we allow them to speak. Earlier, there was a request by Congressman Paduano to allow one of our resource persons present today to deliver a statement. If the statement is in relation to the topics or germane to the topics being deliberated by the Quad, then perhaps we will allow him to deliver a short statement. So I think I just received a copy of his affidavit, and members are provided with copies of the same affidavit. Perhaps we'll give you time to look at it, read it, and before we rule on the request of Congressman Paduano. But before we rule on that, for orderly and smooth deliberation of this committee hearing today, there are ground rules that we wish to implement. And with that, may we ask Congressman, our Vice Chair, Congressman Acop, to please state for the record the ground rules that we will implement in our committee hearing today. You are recognized, Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For our ground rules for this morning's hearing, number one, only the microphone of the lead chairperson or presiding officer shall be on unmute mode at the start of the meeting. During the period of interpellation, resource persons shall be given 5 minutes each to state their position or make a presentation in the meeting. Resource persons shall not be allowed to speak or make interjections unless and until they are recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Committee members and other House members who want to make statements or ask questions to resource persons shall register with the committee secretary of the lead committee and shall be recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer on a first-to-register basis. Members shall be given 10 minutes each for their interpellation, excluding the answers of the resource persons. No member, except the lead chairperson or the presiding officer, shall be allowed to speak or make interjections during the course of the interpellation of a member unless and until recognized by the lead chairperson or the presiding officer. Now, on the rule on examination of witnesses, the witnesses before the joint committee shall be examined in the following manner. The testimony of all witnesses before the joint committee shall be taken under oath. Questions to witnesses may be propounded by any member of the joint committee upon approval of the lead chairperson or presiding officer. A witness may present for ruling by the lead chairperson or presiding officer objections on constitutional grounds to questions propounded to the witness or to the production of documents of things required by a subpoena duces tecum. A witness and the counsel shall not have the right to examine or cross-examine any witness before the joint committee, but may ask leave to submit to the lead chairperson or presiding officer proposed questions which the latter may propound if, in the chairperson's or presiding officer's opinion, the same are necessary for clarificatory purposes. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Abante.
for anything else, I just would like to find out if Colonel Garma is detained in the House.
Yes, she is. She
Perhaps
is
you could
present.
be able to tell the medical director now to go to her and examine her if she is fit to be able to come to this committee.
Today's topic, Your Honor, is the topic on illegal pogos.
Okay. Now, secondly, Mr. Chair, do we appreciate the letter of Congressman Pulong to this committee? I think it is his solemn duty to attend this committee hearing, being a member of the House, Mr. Chair, unless otherwise he would like to be a resource person or a witness, Mr. Chair.
Well, we will make sure, Your Honor, that the invitation will be extended to Honorable Paulo Duterte in the next Quadcom hearings on the topic of dangerous drugs and extrajudicial killings. So, before we proceed, pwede bang mag-request sa ating mga resource persons na pwede bang tanggalin nyo ang inyong mga mask nang sa ganon magkarinigan po tayo at makita po ang inyong magagandang mga muka dito sa committee hearing na to. Comsec, please administer the oath of the first-time attendees in this committee hearing and invited resource persons. Comsec.
For all those who attended this public hearing for the first time, please stand. Okay, and please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this public inquiry? So help you God. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mayor Kalugay, may I know who's that gentleman beside you? You're the mayor, acting mayor now?
No, sir. I'm Attorney Joseph Lobo from PAGCOR, sir.
I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you were the counsel of Mayor Kalugay. The counsel of our resource persons can sit behind your clients. And may we remind the counsels that your role is limited only to advising your clients of his or her legal rights. Hindi nyo po pwedeng i-coach sa mga tanong na itatanong po ng mga membro ng committee ito. So I hope that is clear. Now, earlier, there was a request by Congressman Paduano to allow one of our resource persons to deliver a statement before the Quad Committee. And since there are no objections from any members, perhaps we can grant the request. Yes, Congressman Adjong?
Yes, it's not an objection, Mr. Chair, but perhaps a suggestion. Would it be prudent, especially for our first-time attendees, to take their oath first so that this committee may be able to establish the veracity and the truthfulness of what they're about to share to this committee? In fact, that is a standard procedure that we require, especially in... they have already, okay. So, if they have already administered their oath and taken their oath, then I will draw that request, perhaps, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank
Just
you,
a matter of
Congressman.
standard procedure. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Adjong. Now we proceed. As I stated earlier, there are no objections granting the request of Congressman Paduano to allow former Mayor Jed Mabilog to deliver a statement before the Quad Committee. We will give you a short, your opportunity to deliver your statement, but please make it short because the topic today is actually limited only to POGOs. Please proceed, Mayor Jed Mabilog.
mga iginagalang na mga miyembro ng Kamara de Representantes, Your Honors, good morning. Noong mga nakaraang linggo, nabalitaan ko po ang pagnanais na makapagsalita ako na maging resource person sa hearing ng Quad Committee. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for allowing me to speak. Maraming salamat po. Napaisip ako nang marinig ko ang balita. Sabi ko sa sarili, ito na siguro ang tamang pagkakataon na malaya akong kukuha ng lakas ng loob at magsasalita ng katotohanan kahit ako pa ay natatakot at may pangamba sa aking buhay. Una po sa lahat, I declare that I was not and never will be a drug protector. I don't know personally nor did I benefit in any way from any illegal drug personality in Iloilo or anywhere else. After 7 years of exile, dahil sa napolitika at walang basehang mga akusasyon, kaliwat ka ng mga paratang at higit sa lahat mga banta sa aking buhay at sa buhay ng aking pamilya, narito po ako ngayon at humaharap po sa inyo. Naging kabataang barangay chairman, number 1 city councilor, vice mayor, at mayor in 2010, 13, and 16. And was fortunate to have been chosen as the top 5 world mayor in 2014. That also included the former president as a nominee. In the campaign against illegal drugs, as mayor and as mandated by law, I am aware of my authority to set local policies and priorities related to crime and drugs. I'm also aware that under the law, the PNP and PDEA handle crime investigation and response, and the combating of drug trafficking and enforcement of drug laws, while the mayor relies on the police and PDEA to implement them. And so when I became mayor, and having made aware that there were existing drug groups in the city, I immediately initiated anti-illegal drug activities, campaign and policies, among others, multiple programs, one of which is to activate the Barangay Anti-Drug Abuse Councils. In 2014 po, according to PDEA, Iloilo City was the first in the country to have 100% of its BADAC activated. In the 6 years that I have been mayor of Iloilo City consistently received national recognitions from PDEA and the PNP in the years 2014, 2015, 2016, and even in 2017 for the comprehensive programs including rehab, logistical support to the PNP and PDEA in their drive against illegal drugs. Since the existence of these drug syndicates in our city was deeply rooted, I relied on the expertise of the local PNP and regional PDEA to deal with these groups while I focused on the socio-economic programs that would address the root causes of poverty that expose the vulnerable population to cope against the evils of illegal drugs. But all of these efforts were ignored by the Duterte administration. Kung matatandaan po ninyo, nagsimula ang lahat ng ito nung bigla na lamang na isama ang mga pangalan sa PRRD narco list ng Administrasyong Duterte. Isang listahan naglalaman ng mga pangalan ng mga kilalang public official na di umano ay sangkot sa illegal na droga, mga paratang na walang basihan, at kahit kailan ay hindi naman napatunayan. As a matter of fact, until today, there are no drug-related cases that have been filed, especially in the legal courts, against me and my person. Pero kung inyong titingnang maigi, isinama ang pangalan ng kalaban sa politika sa isang validated list ng mga drug personalities sa kasunod na PRRD list. Sa kabila ng mga questionableng impormasyon, walang validation o confirmation man lang na ginawa kahit na anumang ahensya ng gobyerno sa Malacanang initiated list. Itong PRRD list, di umano, ay naging hit list. Sa isang public forum ng PIDEA noong 2018, mismo ang Regional Adjudication Committee o tinatawag na RAC ay nagsabi na wala yung pangalan ko sa kanilang listahan. While in the Iloilo City Anti-Drug Abuse Council meeting, then PIDEA 6 Regional Director Hil Pabilona and Iloilo City Police Director Colonel Remus Canieso officially ang nagpatotoo na wala rin ang pangalan ko sa drug list. Ngunit, nanatili ang listahan sa kanilang mga record. Hanggang ngayon, lahat ng mga paratang at akusasyong ibinabato sa akin ay patuloy na sumisira sa aking reputasyon at pati na rin ang reputasyon ng minamahal kong Iloilo. Dahil sa seryosong banta sa aking buhay, napilitan po ako na hindi bumalik from an international speaking engagement in Japan at lisanin ng aking pamilya ang bayang buong pagsisikap naming itinaguyod ng may dangal. PRRD even assigned Lieutenant Colonel Espenido to Iloilo and announced with the threat, mabubuhi pa kaya siya? Ibig sabihin, in Tagalog, mabubuhay pa kaya siya? Referring to me. Pinalad po ako na meron akong speaking engagement sa isang international conference sa Japan, kaya nakaalis ako ng bansa. Paulit-ulit ang pagbabanta ni Presidente Duterte sa media, harap-harapang sinasabi, papatay daw ako.
So when government killed him, we started to dig and we found the bones of the policeman still in their uniform. And so we had to take him out. I said, go and take him out. The mayor of Iloilo City, I identified him. This is broadcast nationwide. I said, you're next. You're next. Sana ang mayor ninyo dito? Sana yung pinalitan mo, mayor. Saan ba si mayor? Sanabi ko sa kanila, balik ka dito. Patayin talaga kita.
Julius Ronald Pacificador, Hamtek Antique, Jed
At alam po nating lahat, hindi lamang po ito basta-basta pagbabanta. Kayang-kaya niya pong totohanin ito. Labag man sa kalooban, kinailangan po naming lumisan at wag na munang bumalik sa Pilipinas. On August 28, 2017, I received an unexpected call from former PNP Regional Director Bernardo Diaz. He invited me to meet with PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa, now Senator, at Camp Crame, Quezon City, at noon the following day. The next morning, on August 29, I arrived at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport at 10 a.m., ready to proceed. But then the call started. First, they moved the meeting to 3 p.m., and then by 5 p.m., it was delayed again, this time to 6 p.m. At around 5 p.m., a PNP colonel called me and, in a voice that sent shivers down my spine, literal po yun, warned me not to go to Camp Crame because my life was in danger. The fear that had been simmering now erupted. Soon after, at 6:32 p.m., my wife, Marivic, received a chilling text from a PNP colonel's wife. Do not proceed. There are 20 men surrounding your house, and if you go to Camp Crame, they will kill you. The terror was paralyzing. I couldn't believe it. My life and my family's life was hanging by a thread. The next day, on August 30, I took the first flight out to Japan, not knowing if I would ever return. Upon arrival, I received a message from General Diaz to call a number. Using a public payphone, I made the call and spoke to General Bato, who expressed his sympathy. He was talking to me in Bisaya. He told me he knew I was innocent, that I wasn't involved in illegal drugs, and he promised to help me. His words brought a brief moment of hope. I told him I would finish my work abroad and return to meet him, but he urged me to be careful, repeating his pledge to help. Just after that call, my Philippine cell phone rang. This time, it was another general. His voice was grim. Mayor, do not return. Your life is in danger. The accusations against you are all fabricated. But if you go to Crame, you'll be forced to point fingers to an opposition senator and a former presidential candidate as drug lords. The weight of the conspiracy against me was unbearable. This general couldn't live with the guilt of seeing me killed, he said, and warned me to destroy my Philippine SIM card and phone immediately, and told me because my phone is going to be wiretapped. My hands trembled as I realized how close death had come. I knew then that I was no longer just a target. I was in a battle for my life. Dumiretso po kami sa US at nag-apply ng political asylum. Mapalad po kami na pinagkalooban kami ng US ng political asylum. It took 15 months for them to investigate and see the validity of us not being involved in illegal drugs, and all these accusations are all false. Ito ay isang patunay na walang nakitang kadahilanan na ibinigyan kami ng political asylum in March 2019. Masakit at malungkot, ngunit napilitan akong lumisan mula sa aking sinumpaan tungkulin sa aking pamilya at sa kababayan kong Ilonggo, na sinumpaan kong pagsilbihan, hindi dahil sa nagkasala ako, kundi dahil nanganganib na po ang aming buhay. I come before you today not merely to recount my sufferings, but to highlight a critical flaw in our system, one that allows law enforcement agencies to be weaponized for political purposes. That illegal drug trade stems from the ills of our society, from poverty to corruption of government institutions, including our law enforcement agencies. By using state institutions to carry out personal vendettas or silence perceived enemies, undermine the foundation of justice and democracy in our country. Sideline No individual should be allowed to wield such unchecked authority regardless of their position or power. Ang karanasan at ng iba pang mga katulad kong biktima, lalong-lalo na ang mga mayors na pinagbintangan, ay ang nagmulat sa amin sa mga pagkukulang at kakulangan ng ating law enforcement agencies. Kailangan mapatibay pa ang mga institusyon ito upang hindi basta-basta magamit o maimpluwensya ng politika. Masigurong makakapagsilbi ng may integridad, walang kinikilingan at may respeto sa batas. Ang panawagan po namin sa inyo, manguna po ang hustisya at magkaroon ng reforma sa ating sistema, partikular sa pamamalakad ng ating law enforcement agencies. Accusations must be duly validated and authenticated first before any public announcement to avoid shaming and destroying the honor, reputation, and good image of hardworking and innocent persons. Higit sa lahat, panagutin ang mga umaabuso sa kapangyarihan. Sana ang nadanasan naming paghihirap na durog, persecution, trauma, at saka walang-wala ay hindi po mararanasan ng iba. At mananaig ang katotohanan at hindi ang pamumulitika o personal na interes ng ilan. Pasensya na po. Maraming salamat po sa Quad Committee dahil 7 taon po. Nahihirap talaga po. Maraming salamat dahil nabigyan niyo po kami, ako, at ang iba pang mga biktima ng pagkakataon na linisin ang aming mga pamahalan at ng mga minamahal ko, Ilonggo at yung Iloilo na tinawag po Shabualized. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Dakbanwas ang Iloilo, bugal ko, my city, my pride. I am Iloilo, proud to be Filipino po. Salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman, thank you, Mayor Mabilog. We will now proceed with the interpellation. And we have a list of interpellators who have earlier signified their intention to propound questions to our resource person. So those that have not been listed in the list and wanted to ask questions, please approach the COMSEC and have your name listed. So,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, Congressman Paduano.
before we proceed with the first interpellator, let me inform the honorable committee and the chairs that this committee has received a copy of an affidavit from former Mayor Jed Mabilog. And I hope COMSEC will distribute it to the members of this committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I believe the affidavits have already been distributed to the members earlier. So we will now proceed with Congressman Johnny Pimentel. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like now to direct my questions to the resource persons. Magandang umaga po, Honorable Jed Mabilog. Ano hong tunay na pangalan po natin, Mayor?
Your Honors, yung tunay na pangalan ko po ay si Jed Patrick Escalante Mabilog.
Ano po ang palayo po natin? Ano ho ang tawag ng mga kaibigan sa inyo?
Your Honors, Jed po.
Okay, Jed. Saan ka nakatira ngayon, Jed? Pero siguro for security reasons, ayaw mo munang i-divulge yun, hindi po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Anyway, dito po tayo sa sinumpaang salaysay mo. Meron mo kayong sinubmit o sinumite dito sa komitiba. Ang yung affidavit po ninyo dated September 18, 2024. Hindi po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Ito bang sinumpaang salaysay mo ay pinatutuhanan mo ang lahat ng nakalagay dito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wala po bang nag-udyok sa'yo? You have done this on your own free will and accord?
Yes, Your Honor.
So kung mamarapatin po ninyo, isa-isahin ho natin itong sinumpaang salaysay po ninyo. Sa paragraph 1 po, pinakita ho ninyo dito na medyo matagal na po kayo sa politika. Pwede pang isalaysay ninyo sa amin paano kayo napasok sa politika? Kailan ho kayo napasok sa politika?
Nung dati pa, sir, po, Your Honor, I was chairman of the Kabataang Barangay. And then ito po ang umudyok.
Anong taon po yun, Mr. Chair?
In, Your Honor, in 1984 until 1986, Your Honor.
Ilan taon po kayo noon?
Kabataang Barangay, Your Honor, hanggang 18 years old po.
So batang-bata pa po kayo. Anong sunod ho ninyong posisyon sa politika?
Your Honor, I was city councilor in the year 2004.
Ano din po ang sumunod?
Your Honor, in 2007, I became the vice mayor of the city of Iloilo.
And then yung sunod po,
Your Honor, I was elected mayor in 2010, in 2013, and in 2016, Your Honor.
so hindi na ho ninyo natapos yung termino ninyo dun sa third term kasi according sa inyong salaysay, nung 2017 umalis na po kayo, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Umalis po ako noong 2017.
At saka nung kayo mayor po, according to your affidavit, you have had several awards. So meaning that you really performed well during your tenure as the mayor of Iloilo City. Can you expound on this?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, Your Honor, for the international awards for Iloilo City and myself, I have the Iloilo City has been awarded as a service award for business by the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce. Iloilo City was also a nominee for the Lee Kuan Yew World City Prize. We were Livable Cities Champion in 2015 by the Asian Development Bank. I was chosen as one of the top 5 world mayors in 2014 by the City Mayors Foundation. The city was also awarded for bringing Dinagyang Festival to New York. Iloilo City was also given the Gold Award for the Iloilo River Development Project by the 2010 International Livable Communities in Chicago, USA. Iloilo City has the Silver Award for Iloilo River Development Initiatives, Silver Award for the Iloilo Dinagyang Festival in the 2011 Livcom Awards, a second in the Thies River Prize Awards in Brisbane, Australia, and was shortlisted as top 77 in the 2012 New 7 Wonder Cities of the World. Those are the international awards, Your Honor. For the national awards, we have 33 awards, national awards, and among which are the being recognized by PIDEA for our illegal drugs, illegal drugs campaign, Your Honor, for the years 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017, Your Honor. Among others, Your Honor, would you like me to read the 33?
No, I think
Yes, Honor.
that is enough.
Yes,
Mr.
Honor.
Chair, the fact that the statement of Jed Mabilog has proved that he was indeed a performing mayor. The fact that he has received international awards, local awards, nagpapatunay lang po na ginampanan ni former Mayor Jed Mabilog ang his role and duties and obligations as a mayor. So there is no question, Mr. Chair, based on the awards that he has told us, that he was indeed a good public servant. Ngayon, dito po tayo sa paragraph 3. Kung babasahin ko po at kung pwede, paki-explain po sa amin. Despite my hard work and dedication to public service, I was unjustly and baselessly included in former President Duterte's so-called narco list. This inclusion was made without any evidence, investigation, or due process. Mr. Mabilog,
Yes, Your
sa
Honor.
tingin ho ninyo, bakit kayo nasali dun sa narco list?
Thank you, Your Honor. Actually, Your Honors, I really made several attempts to see then President Duterte just to ask kung ano po talaga ang reason kung bakit po ako naisama sa lista. So, Your Honors,
So nakausap mo pa si...
hindi ko, never ko po siya nakausap.
Okay, so tuloy mo.
So, gumawa na lang po ako ng assumptions ko for what these reasons are. Kasi there are several instances, Your Honor, that could probably lead to this. Number one, Your Honor, is I am a relative or second cousin of then Senator Frank Drilon. Number two is nung nagkaroon ng rally sa Iloilo City during the campaign, namatay po yung kanilang nagkaroon sila po ng brownout. And isinisisi po sa mayor sa akin po, Your Honor. Third po, there was an attempt before na gusto niya po makipagkita sa akin during the campaign. But unfortunately, I was not able to meet him because I was on official travel to Manila for a big project, which is the expansion of the National Highway. And one of the big projects there was to bring down the black spaghetti wires along the highway. And so I have to meet the PLDT executives to request them to finance the bringing down of their lines. Kasi malaki po yung amount na mag-i-involve. Kanila naman po ang linya, so sila na po nakaset na po yun to meet po the executives of PLDT. So I wasn't able to meet him, sir.
Bakit, Mr. Chair, Mr. Mabilog, bakit sa tingin nyo gusto makipagkita sa inyo the former president?
I think, Your Honor, I think gusto lang po na sa pagkakaalam ko po, Your Honor, he was going around and was trying to meet with all the other local chief executives.
Ito ba ay presidente na po siya
Hindi
o sa panahon pa ito ng eleksyon?
Sa panahon pa po ng election, Your Honor. Yung isa pa po, Your Honor, is that Iloilo City, hindi pa po siya presidente, Your Honor, Iloilo City was always compared to Davao City. I have here po all the newspaper articles with me that would show that even Solita Monsod compared myself to then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. So palagi po kino-compare kami po. So again, these are only my assumptions and presumptions, Your Honor, because I never had I never really knew what was the main reason.
So in
kung
short,
bakit ganun po.
Mr. Chair, in short, Jed, you're trying to say to this committee that the reason why your name was included in the narco list of the former administration is that it is because purely of politics. Dahil po ba kayo ay hindi sumuporta noong 2016? Yung po ba ang sinasabi ninyo dito sa komitiba na sa tingin ninyo, sa opinion mo, kaya ikaw bineltahan, ikaw ang binilikan, nilagay ka sa narco list dahil hindi ka sumuporta noong during the 2016 presidential elections. Ganun po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasi ang resulta po, Your Honor, ng elections na yon, President Rodrigo Duterte got only po 13.7% in the total number of votes in Iloilo City, which is his lowest percentage votes
Sino po
all
ba ang
over the country.
nanalong presidential candidate doon sa Iloilo at that time?
Your Honor, si Manuel Rojas po.
Okay, dito po tayo sa paragraph number 4. So, nung nalaman mo, Mr. Mabilog, Mr. Chair, na ikaw kasama sa narco list, ano hong ginawa ninyo? Did you try to reach out to the police authorities to clear your name? Or did you ask some of your friends, dahil ikaw ay isang mayor, natural, may mga kakilala ka dun sa regional police office, meron kang kilalang mga police dun sa provincial police office. Hindi ka ba nagtanong-tanong bakit nasali yung pangalan mo dun sa narco list? Ano hong ginawa ninyo nung nalaman ninyong kayo ay kasama sa narco list?
Your Honor, una po ay meron pong instructions from the Chief of Police to surrender all firearms. And then the next thing...
Sandali,
Oh,
Mr. Chair.
sorry, Your Honor.
Sinasabi mo ngayon na pinuntahan ka ng Chief of Police para isurrender ang mga firearms mo. Was this after na ikaw ay nasali sa narco list or before ka nasali sa narco list?
After nasali sa narco list.
After nasali.
PRRD narco
Okay,
list,
please
Your Honor.
proceed.
And then, yung lahat na security personnel na naka-detail po sa mayor ay tinanggal. Yung ginawa ko, Your Honor, is pumunta sa then PNP Regional Director na bagong assigned at saka kinausap ko po siya kung ano po ang dapat gagawin. And then I explained to him all these programs that I have undertaken and the City of Iloilo's programs against illegal drugs. Pinapaliwanag ko po na ito po yung mga programa namin, and that is why I was really wondering kung bakit po ako na isama sa lista po.
Mr. Mabilog, hindi nyo pa po tinanong yung regional director nung nagkita kayo, Director, bakit ako nasali dito? Hindi ka ba nagtanong sa kanya?
Your Honor, I think I did. Kasi yun po, dala-dala ko po ito. Meron po akong compilation po executive summary of the Iloilo City anti-illegal drug programs from 2010 to 2016. Ibinigyan ko po sila ng kopya kasi I always have this. This was a requirement by PIDEA that we submit reports to them annually. So, kumpleto po kami ng data, ng data to, at saka yun po sinabi ko, sir, bakit po ako nasali? Bakit po yung Iloilo ay most shabualized? Na ito rin po, ito po yung mga programa po namin. Na
So
ginawa.
anong sagot niya sa iyo, Mr. Chair? Anong sagot sa iyo nung tinanong mo siya, bakit nasali ako sa narco list when in fact I am the one heading the anti-illegal drug campaign in Iloilo. So ano hong sagot ng regional director?
Your Honor, sagot niya po, yung nanggaling sa taas, yung lista, yung in-announce ng Presidente, wala pa pong lista nun, sir, na, Your Honor, na
So in short,
ibinaba.
Mr. Chair, yung binabasihan lang ng regional director doon sa listahan na sinabi ng former president. Doon lang po niya nakuha yung pangalan ninyo without any validation. Ganun po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dito po sa paragraph 6,
Kindly wrap up, Congressman Pimentel.
mahaba pa sana ito. Mr. Chair, can I have another 3 minutes na lang? Dito po dito na lang po tayo sa paragraph 7. Since the announcement of my inclusion in this list, I was subjected to repeated threats to my life. Former President Duterte publicly singled me out numerous times. Kailan ho nangyari ito? Yung pinakita ho ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Meron ka pang binagit dito na during in one forum, ito ba ay pinatotohanan mo? Doon sa isang event na sinabi niya, the mayor of Iloilo City, I identified him. Ito po ay sa sinumpaang salaysay ninyo on October 25, 2017 during the commemorative session and concert program of the ASEAN Law Association. Tama po ba to? Sinabi po ni former President, the mayor of Iloilo City, I identified him. This was broadcasted. I said, you are next. You're next. Totoo po ba ito?
Yes, Your Honor, as have been shown in the video earlier po.
So, for several times, nung nandito ka pa sa Pilipinas, you have been threatened by the President, napapatayin ka, you're included in the narco list, and you deny this.
Yes, Your Honor. I did deny it, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Chair, since my time is up, I just want to establish that indeed, probably, or highly likely, Mr. Mabilog was just a victim of unfounded, baseless accusations which was part of the drug war of the former administration. Isa po siya sa mga biktima. In fact, nandyan po sa affidavit niya, because of the several threats and because of several calls from different police authorities telling him, in fact, police colonels and police generals telling him na ikaw ang susunod na papatayin. And that is why Mr. Jed Mabilog left the country to save his life and to save his family. That is all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel. Be assured that in the next round, or perhaps in the next committee hearing where the EJK topic will be deliberated, you will be given the priority to ask questions to former Mayor Jed Mabilog. Before we proceed with the next interpellator, let me acknowledge the presence of our honorable members, Congresswoman Daphne Lagon, Congresswoman Ria Gullas, Congressman Peter Juan Calderon, Congressman Lordan Suwan, Congressman Eddie Bong Plaza, Congressman Ambrosio Cruz Jr., Congresswoman Marlene Primicias Agabas, Congressman George Patrol Bustos, Congressman Richard Gomez, Congressman Arnan Panaligan, and Congressman Gas Tambunting. Welcome to the committee hearing of the Quad Committee. So the next to interpolate is Congressman, let me remind the members that the topic for today is POGO. We just allowed former Mayor Jed Mabilog to issue a statement which was granted upon the request of Congressman Paduano. But we will proceed with the POGO issue later on. So to give our members the opportunity to ask questions, the next in the list is Congressman Benny Abante, the chair of the Committee on Human Rights. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po, Honorable Jed.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We should have invited you in our hearing in the Committee on Human Rights a long time ago. But palagay ko wala pa po kayo rito at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
But let me ask a very important question to you, Mayor. Are you a religious man?
Yes, Your Honor.
How religious are you?
I go to church every day, Your Honor. I regularly do the things that need to be done by a Christian I follow what our Lord, Your Honor,
So you
tells us
believe?
to do.
So you believe in God, Mayor?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe in
Okay.
God.
Now, you know what the Bible says: "Justice is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay." Do you believe that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I would even think that this Quad Committee can be used of God to exact justice to those that are guilty. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you said in your speech today that you were included in the Malacanang initiated list. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what do you mean initiated list?
Your Honor, I received valid information that in 3 lists, my name did not appear there, Your Honor, and my name only appeared when it came from Malacanang, that PRRD list. I consider, Your Honor, as the Malacanang list.
It means in the first 3 lists, your name was not included.
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, when you speak of the Malacanang initiated list, it means that your name is just placed in that list without even investigating if you are ever guilty of that.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, as what I've said earlier, that till today, I don't have any drug-related case that has been filed to me in any court or any office for that matter, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mayor, do you believe that it was the former president that actually put you in that initiated list that you're talking about?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that, Your Honor.
Were the former president has an axe against you, or perhaps that your name was only given to him to be put on the Malacanang initiated list?
Your Honor, I cannot say or things in behalf of the former president, but I could only assume that, yes, it could have happened, Your Honor, that it could have been politics that has made the former president put my name in that Malacanang initiated list, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I'm very much interested. You said that this is politically motivated. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, there should be one in Iloilo that actually advised the president to put you in the Malacanang initiated list. Am I right?
Could be, Your Honor.
Would you tell us the name of that person that put you in that list?
Your Honor, in politics, there's always a political opposition, and I cannot mention any name, Your Honor, because I might not be sure if that is the name of the person. But if ever it came locally, definitely it came from those who ran against me and lost, Your Honor, or those who were against me politically.
Those who run against you, but that were actually the people that are actually close to the former president. Am I right?
I am not sure, Your Honor, if they have a personal relationship with the former president, so I cannot assume, Your Honor.
You made a statement in your affidavit, and that's number 6, where you said, in a public forum held on August 8, 2017, PIDEA Regional Director Gil Pabilona and Iloilo City Police Director Senior Superintendent Remus Cañeso declared that my name was not on their drug list. What do you mean by that?
In that particular public forum, Your Honor, was the Iloilo City Anti-Drug Abuse Council, where the regional director of PIDEA sits as co-chair, as well as the Iloilo City Police Chief PNP also sits as a member or a co-chair. And they were asked by, as far as I can remember, Your Honor, they were asked during the open forum if my name was in the list, Your Honor. And they said, Your Honor, that as far Your Honor, if I would say, Attorney Pabilona, by chance is here with PIDEA. And he said, Your Honor, that my name was not on their list, official list, but there's a different list, PRRD list. And he cannot do anything about it.
So therefore, you would like to tell this committee that the lists that were shown to you were the first list that your name was not included. But then, as you have said, there is another list where your name is included.
Yes, Your Honor. And that is the Malacanang initiated list.
And that is the Malacanang initiated list.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, what did the police director, Senior Superintendent Cañeso, do?
The then city, they were under orders. Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I believe that they were under orders and they cannot do anything. Because as a matter of fact, by chance, Your Honor, the regional director, then regional director, General Gentiles, he gave Iloilo City and myself an award for the 2017 anti-drug illegal campaign. Immediately after, Your Honor, he was relieved. And
he was relieved.
He was relieved. And then, Your Honor, I am not so sure, but after that statement of Attorney Pabilona, then PIDEA Regional Director, that I was not involved in drugs, he was also relieved, Your Honor.
So,
I don't know if that is the reason, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Chair, it means that if the PDA Regional Director Gil Pabilona retired?
He was relieved, Your Honor.
He was relieved.
He was relieved.
He did not retire.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The term might be wrong. But what I know that he was reassigned elsewhere. He just left and he was replaced by a new regional director of PIDEA.
How about Police Director Cañeso? Is he retired?
I am not aware, Your Honor, because I've been out, so I am not aware of his whereabouts or what has happened to him, if he has retired or not, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we invite PDA Regional Director Gil Pabelona and City Police Director Cañeso on the next hearing for the EJK. So I move, Mr. Chair.
Chairman.
Yeah, Consec, you are directed to invite the personalities mentioned by Congressman Abante in the next hearing of the EJK. Yes, Congressman Paduano?
Mr. Chairman, just for the information of Co-Chair Abante and this honorable committee, Police Colonel, or now General Cañeso, already retired. He's a class 89 of the PNPA.
Retired na siya.
Yeah, retired na po. Kasi kababayan ko po, si
But
General Cañeso.
we can still call him, di ba?
And I think Attorney Pabelona was also retired. No, early retirement po.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Pumare.
you mentioned a while ago that we will be focusing our main agenda, which is POGO. But upon the request of the Chairman Paduano, we allowed Mayor Mabilog to make his statement. Now, my main question is here is how many more of our colleagues that will be asking questions for Mayor Mabilog?
Well, based on the list that we have, we still have 1, 2, 3, 3 more.
Okay, so then after that, we can go to our main...
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Pumare.
May I continue,
Please
Mr. Chair?
proceed.
Okay, so ito po ano, you also said that is Director Lasso here with us of the PIDEA?
He is present. Director Lasso, DG
Director Lasso here with us, please. Can we call him? I'd like to ask him just one question. No? Anyway, you said in your statement here, number 11, that on August 28, you received an unexpected call from former PNP Regional Director Bernardo Diaz. And this Director Bernardo Diaz invited you so you could be able to meet with the then PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa. Am I right? For what reason?
Yes, Your Honor. The reason, Your Honor, was the information that I got was the then PNP chief was willing to help me clear my name, Your Honor.
So it means that the PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa believed that you are innocent?
That is the statement that was given to me by then General Diaz, Your Honor.
So it was not PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa who told you that he believes that you are innocent?
Your Honor, in a separate venue when I was already in Japan, and I called General Diaz. I spoke to General, then PNP Chief General De La Rosa, and he told me to come home, that as soon as I come home from my international speaking engagement in Japan, that I go to Camp Crame to see him, because in his words, Your Honor, he said, if I can say it in his words, quote unquote, Mayor, naawa na ako sa'yo. Tutulungan kita. Inosente ka.
That was the statement.
Yes, Your Honor.
He told you to come home.
But he told me to come home. Yes,
and then
Your Honor.
there is another general, Bata, who expressed sympathy to you, and he told you to don't come home.
Your Honor, yes, that is true, Your Honor. Immediately after that call with General Bato and General Diaz, I got a call on my Philippine cell and phone, and this was the general who introduced himself, and then he said, I'm just going to talk to you short lang, and then he told me not to come home, Your Honor.
Yeah, he told you his voice was grim and said, "Do not return."
Yes, Your Honor.
But then PNP Chief De La Rosa told you to return.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you still believe that PNP De La Rosa is quite honest in telling you you are innocent when he told you to return, and the other general told you not to return?
Your Honor, yes. As a matter of fact, I really did wanted to return. So that because this is my opportunity that then Chief PNP General Bato told me that he's going to help me.
And
But-
Mayor Mabilog, you still have words. So then, Mayor Mabilog, PNP Chief General De La Rosa was not quite honest in his statement.
At that time when I was talking to him, Your Honor, I believed in him. But after, Your Honor, I received that call from that general, then I did not believe him anymore.
Okay, so we could be able to establish here, Mr. Chair, that the PNP Director General who told him to come home, and later that day or the next day,
What do you mean, Your Honor?
when another general told you not to return.
Immediately about
Immediately.
10 minutes or 15 minutes after that call, Your Honor.
So ibig sabihin, nalaman kagad nung general na yan na ikaw ay pinapabalik ni Director General De La Rosa, and then all of a sudden he said, "Huwag kang babalik."
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig sabihin yan, Mr. Chair, that totoo lang, naiisipin mo, napalagay mo itong si PNP Director General De La Rosa, hindi honest sa kanyang sinabi.
I did not believe him, Your Honor, after that call of the other general.
So you did not believe him anymore.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is that general? Can you tell us who the general is?
Your Honor, if you would allow me, if you could do that on executive session, because, Your Honor, I actually, when I first came in, I called I called them to thank them for that call. And then, Your Honor, they said that if I mention their names, then it's their fear of life then that they're going to experience.
Is he still active, Mayor?
No more, Your Honor.
I would like to move, Mr. Chair, that we have an executive session with him later.
At the appropriate time,
later na lang.
I guess we will consider an executive session in order to get that vital information that former Mayor Jed Mabilog would want to share
Sir
with
Chair.
the committee.
And,
Yes,
and
if I may.
perhaps he still have some names to reveal to us. Mr. Chair, what we're trying to do here is really investigate the very people that should really be investigated on this, because we're trying to craft legislation so that these killings would not in any way be done anymore in our country. Di ba?
Mr.
So,
Chairman,
perhaps,
if I
Mr.
may,
Chair,
okay.
yes.
Mr. Chairman, if in the spirit of time, no, if the good former mayor of Iloilo will allow it, maybe, Mr. Chairman, baka hindi na natin masyado ma-accommodate yung executive session to put that name in a piece of paper and submit to this Quadcom.
Yes, Your Honor. I
In
can do
confidence
that.
naman po,
Yes, Your Honor.
we will be holding it in confidence.
I can do that,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor. Thank you very much,
Mr.
Your
Chair.
Honor.
Okay,
Mr.
thank
Chair,
you, Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Siguro
Congressman
mga
Abante,
two
you have 30
questions na lang.
seconds left.
Okay. Itong sabi ni former President Duterte, no? Ang sabi niya, saan na yung pinalatan mo, Mayor? Yun ba yung statement niyo, no? Saan ba si Mayor? Hanapin ko sila, magbalik ka dito. Nagmura, patayin talaga kita. Ibig sabihin talagang itong ating former president, merong galit sa'yo. Totoo po ba yan?
Yun, sir, ang lumalabas, sir, dahil
I'm wondering kung bakit
Talaga.
ang former president ay talagang merong matinding galit sa'yo on that. Now let me ask you, Mayor, no? Why don't you file a case against him?
Your Honor, first and foremost, as a Christian po, I have forgiven him already.
Yes, the thing is, yes.
And Your Honor, I will discuss that with my lawyers because I am made to believe that if a person is a president then he is immune to cases. So I don't know, Your Honor.
He is now a private citizen, Mr. Mabilog. And the thing is this, I do believe you that as a Christian we ought to forgive.
Yes, Honor.
Yet I still believe that we have laws in this land so that any crime committed should be paid for.
Yes,
And
Your-
that is what the law says.
Yes,
Last
Your
10
Honor.
seconds, Congressman Abante.
So therefore, Mr. Chair, I would like to just resolve this issue now, and I hope that Mayor Mabilog would be convinced in his own heart to file charges against those people that he believed would be because, Mr. Chair, more than 7 years he left the country and he was emotionally disturbed and very much depressed, Mr. Chair. So I would like to suggest that he should file a case against the former president, being a private citizen now. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for that.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. The next to interpolate is Congressman Paduano. You are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. I thought it was Chairman Nakap. But anyway, Mr. Chairman, just to go back to some clarity lang po with regards to the statement or the affidavit
But
being made.
before that, let me acknowledge the presence of Congressman Edward Maceda. Welcome to the committee hearing, and Congressman Ernix Junicio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in the Duterte's list during the previous hearing, it was already confirmed and established by retired Colonel Espinido. Now, when I asked Colonel Espinido about what happens in Bacolod City, in my home city, in which one of our councilor was ambushed, no? And after a few months, dahil dun sa recommendation ni Espinido, it was, the name of that councilor was delisted. Now, question of the Duterte's list, ito lang po, para malinaw, it's either na totoo po ba yung Duterte's list, validated ba yung lahat nandun, dumaan ba sa vetting? Let me ask DG Lasso, with regards to the case of Mayor Jed Mabilog, DG Lasso, do you confirm that indeed in the PDL list as claimed by Mayor Jed Mabilog, wala po ang pangalan niya sa PDL list?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
But do you confirm that the name of former Mayor Jed Mabilog was in the list of Duterte's list?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Initially, it was not in the list, but later on, the list was his name was included.
Okay, for the record, timeline tayo. When you say initially it was not in the list, anong taon yon?
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, can I respectfully request our Director for Intelligence Service to explain? Because there is a little bit of a process that was involved, and he can explain, and you will understand how the Duterte list came about, Your Honor.
In
Very
brief
short,
lang po, in
four
brief.
slides. Yes, Your
Pero
Honor.
we'll just focus on the case of Mayor Mabilog.
Yes, Your Honor. It will be confined on the Mabilog case, Your Honor.
Okay. So, will the chair allows Chairman Barbers, will the chair allow?
Yes, that is allowed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Please
Chair,
proceed.
Your Honor, sir, I think I have a 2 slides presentation for this, if you would allow.
Gaano katagal yan? Baka matagal,
Two
ubusin
slides.
yung time ko.
That is already the slide, sir. So I will, actually, sir, I can go directly to the August 7. And on August 7, 2016, this is the same presentation that was earlier shown by Mayor Mabilog, and it can be played, please. Yes, sir.
Julius Ronald Pacificador, Amtek Antique, Jed Mabilog, I think is the mayor, Iloilo City, Alfredo Salangotin Beta, Carles Iloilo, Marciano Malones,
Okay.
Maasin Iloilo.
Sir, this is the first time that the President mentioned the name of Mayor Mabilog, sir. And this was August 7, 2016. If related to the list, sir, the first... The first list, sir, actually was obtained by PIDEA on August 20 to 21, sir. And it contains 3,363 personalities. That is the first list.
You're talking about the PRRD's list, ah?
Yes, sir. It is officially called President's Drug List in paper, but then it became popularly known to be PRRD list.
Please proceed.
And only on, let me just mention first that the second list that you mentioned, sir, was obtained from from the Office of the President, dated August 29, 2017. This was merged with the first list. And the number is 6,191. It was only on October 19, 2017, when the names mentioned earlier by the President, these were 159, including the name of Mayor Mabilog, but the rest were already earlier included. So it only 30 that was not yet included in the earlier list that were added. And that's why the number is from the second list of 6,191, it became 6,221. Next.
Mr. Chair.
Before we proceed with that,
Mr. Chair,
Chairman.
Mr. Chair, can the PIDEA submit to us this list?
Okay, let me again remind the members that the topic for today's committee hearing is on POGOs. And if you would like to discuss and deliberate issues pertaining to drugs and EJK, then we will have to schedule it for the next committee hearing. However, we only allowed PIDEA and former Mayor Jed Mabilog to discuss only for briefly the issues related to extrajudicial killings and others. So, if we can just probably ask PIDEA to submit to the committee the presentation you just made, so that in the next committee hearing of the Quad Committee, we will include that in the deliberations. So I hope the honorable members are well informed on that particular manifestation by the chair. So Congressman Acop.
With the indulgence of the Honorable Paduano,
Yes,
one
Chairman.
clarificatory question. PIDEA, noong in-announce ni former President Duterte yung pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog, wala pa siya sa listahan.
None yet, sir.
So, nung pagka-announce, saka lang nailagay yung pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog.
Yes,
Tama?
sir. Long after.
Long after.
Yes,
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Honorable Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, can I proceed?
Proceed.
Thank you. So, yung PDEA, at least na-establish na the name of Mayor Mabilog was not listed in the original list.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Honor.
It was only listed to the question of Congressman Acop that after, after. Kasi 2016, yung statement of the former president, October 2017,
Correct, sir.
na ilagay. And kasama doon yung mga, sabi mo, kasama doon yung mga additional 30 names.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it was already established. Now, going back to, so do you confirm now that Mayor Mabilog name is not listed in the official, vetted, validated list of the PDEA?
Let me explain, sir. After that pronouncement, sir, that would automatically trigger the law enforcement to conduct validation, sir. And so there were reports already after that. By 2018, sir, we were receiving reports, although I am not saying that this actually confirms. These are reports, sir, about Mayor Mabilog, not necessarily confirming.
But direct na lang po, diretsong pagkatanong, diretsong pagkasagot. Is the name of Mayor Mabilog was officially in the list, kahit anong taon, in the list of the PDEA?
Yes, now, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
when was that? Now?
After, because we now have
Hindi,
the...
ganito na lang po, para hindi tayo para mabilis. Please submit na lang to this committee. Kasi gusto ko makita yung timeline. Ngayon, established na po na in the first list of PRD's list, wala po. Diba? Then, October 17, saka po inilagay yung pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog.
Yes, sir.
And, balikan ko lang po, the statement, again, Mr. Chairman, I would just like to manifest the statement that was confirmed by Colonel Espinido during the previous hearing na lahat po ng pangalan na inilagay doon sa PRD's list, hindi po validated, hindi po dumaan sa vetting because in the case of former Councilor Canotan, which was ambushed, and after few months, through the recommendation of Colonel Espinido, tinanggal po, pero na-ambush na po yung councilor namin sa Bacolod City. Yun po ang statement coming from Colonel Espinido because, yun po, he has direct knowledge because he is the one that recommends to delist the name of former Councilor Canotan. Yun po ang established. Now ngayon, dito kay former Mayor Mabilog, please submit to us those bases and documents that indeed from the PDEA, pinasok po ang pangalan niya.
May, Your Honor, sir.
Please proceed.
Yes, sir, because I have to say yes because there are PR release, we have the first, second, and then the consolidated, and then we have the NDIS. In the NDIS, sir, that is where the name now exists.
But in the DIS, it is the official document or list from the PDEA. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Pero ipinasok nyo ang pangalan pero hindi pa validated yon.
No, sir, it's...
Correct, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Kasi SOP, Standard Operating Procedure, that all the names listed unless delisted by the President during the time is being put to the PDEA and then pinapasok nyo sa NDIS.
Yes, sir.
And the process of vetting and validation, ipoprocess pa yon, di ba? Tama?
Yes, sir.
Pag nasa NDIS. Tama?
Yes, sir.
So, ngayon, it only concludes that all names in the PDEA na galing doon sa PRRD list is not yet validated. Tama? Process of validation dapat.
Sir, at some point in 2019, the remedy was approved, so that was validated already. The remedy, meaning this was already approved. The guidelines was approved by the Malacanang, so it became now the official validated list, sir. It's,
Malacanang during the time of PRRD.
yes, sir.
Okay, but now,
We have already submitted that this be deactivated because this was created by Malacanang, so we have to also seek their approval, sir. It's
Now-
been submitted.
now of the DILG.
Yes, sir, chaired by the
sige,
DILG,
at least malinaw. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, let me proceed with the next question to Mayor Mabilog. Mayor Mabilog, as you mentioned in your affidavit and that's asked by the members of this committee, sabi mo po, tinawagan ka po, you talk to General Bato. And 10 to 15 minutes after, tumawag po yung isang general na hindi mo po ngayon mapangalanan, but you will name that general during the executive session. Now, question. Bakit mas naniwala ka sa tumawag sa iyo na general kaysa assurance na binigay sa iyo ni General Bato de la Rosa at the time?
Because any shade of doubt should be considered seriously. At saka alam ko, sir, na alam ng general na yon na pinapabalik ako ng Chief PNP. So I really didn't take the chance no more, Your Honor.
Ay, di po. Tanong po, ganito. Kasi, of course, maniwala ka lang kung kilala mo, kung malapit sa iyo, kung you have acquaintances in the past, no? And in your affidavit, you also mentioned about texting your wife, no, na huwag pumunta sa krame. Is it the same person?
No, it's different, sir.
Different.
Different. So, yung nag-text sa wife ko ay asawa po ng isang PNP colonel. Tapos yung nakausap ko ay yung colonel. Tapos yung this is a different person from the general who called me.
So, the general who called you, kilala mo talaga. That's why you believe in his warning compared to the assurance given to you by General Bato de la Rosa.
I believe in the credibility of that general.
Okay,
who
at
called me,
least
sir.
it was a service. And the wife of that certain colonel, close ba sila ng wife mo? Magkakilala? May acquaintances?
Magkakilala siguro, sir, because but I don't know how close they are.
Okay, anyway. Now, you mentioned about if you went to Camp Crame, dalawang pwedeng mangyari. Based on the accounts in your affidavit, you were told na you will pinpoint a certain former senator and a certain presidentiable. Can you mention again the name of that senator and that presidentiable?
Your Honor, if you would allow me, I can write their names also. Your
Okay.
Honor.
So you cannot mention now, Mayor? If I ask you, better you answer yes or no. Is it Senator Maroas, former Senator Maroas?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is it former Senator Drilon, which is your cousin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yun. So, Mr. Chairman, kaya ko tinanong yun kasi from the very start in the statement, affidavit of Mayor Jed Mabilog and these preliminary remarks, it is all about politics. It is all about politics. Kaya, yung Duterte's list, again, from the statement of Colonel Espinido, napakalinaw po na it does not gone through vetting and validation. Pagkalaban ka sa politika, nasa listahan ka. Yun po. Now, and lastly, question of, ano ba yung in the US, when you applied for asylum, political asylum ba yun?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were granted after
15 months, Your Honor.
15 months. That was when?
March
March of what year?
of 2019, Your Honor.
2019. Of course, if you were granted political asylum in the US, they have the basis for granting you political asylum.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is the basis? In jest lang po.
They just gave the approval, Your Honor, that the political asylum has been granted.
In your request or application, ano pong jest lang po, ano pong nakalagay doon? Why should the U.S. government grant you that political asylum being requested by you?
Threat of life because of the no basis of accusation on illegal drugs, Your Honor.
So do you have any document with regard to that granting you the political asylum?
Yes, Your Honor, I have it.
Okay, please submit to this committee that, for the record of this committee, please submit that document coming from the U.S. government granting you political asylum on the basis that you have threat of your life.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
political in the sense, dahil political yung basis on that threat to your life.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, Your Honor, I think it's attached in the affidavit.
Thank you, Mayor. For now,
Thank
Mr.
you, Your
Chairman, that's all for now. Thank you.
Thank
Gentlemen.
you. Next is Congressman Richard Gomez, but before that, let me acknowledge the presence of Congresswoman Cutie Del Mar. I'm sorry, it's Congressman Fernandez. It's not Gomez, I'm sorry. Congressman Fernandez, you're recognized.
Okay, ano lang, briefly, in the interest of time again, medyo mahaba pa po tayo. Pogo tayo talaga ngayon today. So, Mayor, Jed, kasi naalala ko, I was also a mayor during that time,
Yes, Your Honor.
that the former president pronounced those mayors who were included in that list.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I was a little bit scared as well kasi andun tayo sa Malacanang. And I remember the name Mayor, I was asking the good chairman ako, the name of Mayor ng Cebu was Mayor Loot.
Yes, Your Honor.
And were your name mentioned in that meeting in the Malacanang during that time?
No, Honor, Your Honor.
Wala ka po. Pero do you remember the time that you were called in ano po sa PNP where there were a lot of mayors as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi I saw you in the video during that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you recall those names of those mayors?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Like sila Mayor Cesar Perez ng Los Baños, Laguna.
I cannot, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but hindi ko po masyado, I cannot remember the
Pero
names,
medyo
Your Honor.
marami kayo na.
There were a lot of mayors,
Oh,
Your Honor.
most likely mga ilang
Lahat,
po.
Your Honors, ipinatawag at saka pumunta doon because
Okay.
that was the order, Your Honor, that the following day we have to report to Camp Crame, and then we were subject to investigation by a case officer, Your Honor.
Oo, Pidea, tanongin ko lang Pidea, briefly lang ano kasi gusto ko lang maliwanagan to kasi dating mayor to ng Los Baños, Laguna, si Cesar Perez. Was he included in the first list of that drug list that was released?
If you can give me 3 minutes, Your Honor, we can
Sige, I'll come back with you. No?
Yes, Your
Just please educate me on that matter. Mayor, you were saying a while ago that the reason why you being included in that list of the narco was because of politics.
Yes, I believe, Your Honor.
But me also, I was a Marojas sympathizer. I voted for Marojas. But I was not included in the narco list.
Probably, Your Honor, I would say that because the then Senator Frank Drilon is my second cousin. And number two is the former president got the lowest percentage votes all over the country in Iloilo. So I really couldn't prove this, Your Honor, but I just think that that is the reason, Your Honor.
In other words, you cannot think of any other reason to justify why you were included in that narco list.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Meron pa ako isang tanong lastly, no? Yung pong tinatawag po nating moment that a certain agenda or called you, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
10 minutes lang po yun di ba? Na magkasama,
About 10, 15, yes.